My homie Kilo Wang, the guy who do the Mate 2 and the Key Tobacco review with me, now in charge of the overseas marketing in Mechrevo. At the end of last year, he came to my place and told me that he needs to make some gaming laptop review for foreign customer. As I can't do any vape review in China now, so I said I can do this for him. I'm a digital boy, like this computer stuff, and I like playing games. So he agreed with me and got a Mechrevo Aurora Pro 12 Gen i7 plus 3060, but after the Chinese New Year, before I start to do this review, the Mechrevo sent a bomb in the gaming laptop Chinese market. If you follow the news of this aspect, you should know it that they released the 12 Gen CPU plus 4060 gaming laptop at the price about $860. Immediately became the hottest choice of the kind. The one who pre-ordered it priced it a lot and the others said this is a monkey trick. Now, how can I blow Aurora Pro 3060 now? Since the 4060 machine is so worth to buy now. But I already promised him to finish this video, so I still decided to release this video to show what 12 Gen CPU plus 3060 capable to do, and you can compare with the 4060 to see the difference. My PC setup for playing Battlefield is 13900K plus 6900 XT, 144Hz 4K display, so my ceiling of gaming experience is quite high. I don't know if this Aurora Pro can satisfy me. First of all, configuration. CPU is 12 Gen i7 12700H, 6 performance core and 8 efficiency core, 20 threads, frequency is 2.3 and 1.7, boosts 4.7 and 3.5. Micron DDR5 4800, 16 GB, Samsung NVMe PCIe 4 500 GB SSD, 15.6-inch display with 165 Hz, 45% NTSC and 100% sRGB. The resolution is 1440p. Now let's see the real stuff. This is the opposite side of the machine, Magnuma surface. I put a blue light above it, try to make it good looking, but it turns like a horror movie. Left side is a server vent and a USB 3.1 Gen 2 port, a headphone and a microphone jack. Right side is a SD card reader, quite fast. Another 2 USB 3.1 Gen 2 ports. Behind the machine, there is a Type-C Gen 2 connector which supports PD video output, a HDMI 2.1 port, a 2.5 gigabit RJ45 connector. Center axis is like this, quite tight and neat. You can open the screen with a single finger and the button of the laptop won't rise up. The touchpad and the keyboard feels okay, not very good, just okay, and the keyboard area easy to get warm with the machine at the high payload. Usually we connect another keyboard to use it. Almost all the gaming laptops have fan control function button. Can switch between silence, office work, or gaming mode. The keyboard is RGB and you can adjust by yourself. The underside is the air intake window. You may need something to raise the machine a little bit to increase the air intake. Okay, let's run benchmark. I will use my 13900K with 6900 XT GPU PC as a reference group. Cinebench R23 Aurora Pro multi-core is 14,684. Single core is 1,715.3. The PC Mark 10 gets 7,356. Basics is 10,357. Production is 9,533 and the digital content create is 10,941. 3D Mark Time Spy 9,021. The GPU score is 8,723. CPU is 11,189. Fire strike is 19,965. GPU is 21,699. Now let's see overclocking. The Mechrevo has a control center. You can easily access to the GPU and CPU overclocking. As this one is a test machine, so I drag the button until it reminds me I crossed the limit line may cause malfunction or system fail. Until this point, I drag back a little bit then start to run 3D Mark. To be clear, even though the machine can pass the time spy or fire strike test, it doesn't mean the game runs stable. So I run 3D Mark first and then play the game. After many tries, the time spy can reach 9,607. This score is very good, but only for show. If I play game, the video drive will arrow and show this dialog window. So I drag back the overclocking setting a little bit and try it again until I find the balance point. And I found overclocking GPU is much more good or get more benefit from overclocking CPU for game running. Most of the time, the GPU will be the bottleneck. Okay, let's try games. First is Battlefield 2042, 1080p, middle quality DLSS Auto. In the open area, it runs about 140 FPS. Inside the ship, it runs at about 120 FPS. Outside working fight is about 130 FPS. The average FPS is 143. GPU temperature is about 78 degrees. Change resolution to 1440p. Open area runs about 115 FPS. And 1440p with my 32-inch display. The quality of the picture is far more better than 1080p. Very smooth. So not as good as my 6900 XT, but considering this is a laptop, the price and the mobility much better than my PC. During the playing, I never felt any uncomfortable which caused by the frame rate. After this run, the average FPS is 111. The GPU temperature is 78 degrees too. Then comes to the 4K. The FPS is basically around 60 to 70, but the picture is much more good and detailed. The frame rate can fulfill with the 60Hz 4K display. For the FPS game, if you experience the 100 plus FPS rate, then back to 60, you can feel the drags. But as the gamer who can win to the top 1 position in Battlefield 5 with a 40Hz display, which I am in myself, I can still enjoy the fight. Just need more focus, but still I can feel the gun doesn't follow in my hand. After this round, the average FPS is 73, quite good. The GPU temperature still 78 degrees. Then the COD 19, 1080p. The quality profile is performance, DLSS quality, team deathmatch. In hotel, the average FPS is 150 plus and 170 plus max. Very smooth, except I play like a rookie. Then 1440p, DLSS switch to balance. Basically at 120 to 130 plus FPS. More detailed and also very smooth. When it comes to 4K, the frame drops to 60 plus. Unlike 2042, the COD fight in short distance and more intense. 60 plus frame rate is my biggest disadvantage. I have been beaten like a dog. Then my favorite, Battlefield 1, 1080p, highest quality, 140 plus and 160 max, smooth all the time. Even I switch to 1440p, it runs still 140 plus. Intense fight may drop to 120 plus, but it feels smooth too. Now 4K, outdoor is 100 plus, indoor it comes to 70 to 100 FPS. In Battlefield 1, this frame rate is totally okay. I don't feel any gun drag and I win with the 4th position and get the best team. Then Battlefield 5, 1080, best quality, 100 plus FPS, quite smooth. 1040p still 100 plus FPS, then I switch to lowest latency but still 100 plus FPS. Then I try 4K, the frame dropped to 70 to 80, occasionally 80 plus. I don't have much to say about the optimizing of the Battlefield 5. Then Witcher 3, with its own displayer, DX11 1080p, high quality, about 100 FPS. 1040p about 75 to 80 FPS. If switched to middle, it increased to 90 to 100 FPS. In the DX12 next-gen version, 1440p high quality 80 to 100. And difference between DX11 version just picture more sharp. If turned DLSS to ultra performance, it can reach 111 plus FPS, and you can't tell the picture difference on its own display. Then 4K high quality DLSS ultra performance, about 60 FPS. If turned the quality to middle, it reach 60 plus and even 80 plus occasionally. And here you can see the VRAM usage is 95%. At 60 to 80 FPS with 4K display is totally playable. Okay, that is all my experience. The result is fit the 3060's position. For 1080p overkill, for 1440p smooth, and 4K with DLSS is playable. At the point of the product of Mechrevo is high cost effective. We know that there are a lot of good laptops better than Mechrevo, like Alien, ROG, or Omen of the HP. You can get anyone if you have enough budget. But for the students or the one who just graduated from the school and start a career, have not enough budget, and have no stable live place, not sensitive to the weight, or the one who just want a most cost-effective, high-performance laptop. For this purpose, the Mechrevo must be the one of the best option. That the killer one now is in charge of the overseas market of the Mechrevo, and for their factory, they also can do the OEM with the high quality with low price. So if you are interested about this business, you can contact him. Next video, I will bring you guys to the Tsinghua University. Yes, I have a connection in Tsinghua. That's cool, huh? Okay, see you next time.